Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video we're going to be taking a look at pound US dollar and the key levels to watch out for. Now the reason why I want to talk about the key levels on pound is because price has recently come into one of the key levels that we talked about in the recent week ahead analysis. But not only that, is we have a lot of US data coming out this week, including the high volatility data of the FOMC. So if the dollar strengthens off the back of this FOMC meeting, we could see some further downside to pound US dollar. Now, what I'd like to do is just look at where I would ideally like to see that downside come into the market. Now, price has been trending to the downside here on this 4-hour time frame. We know that because what we've been looking at is if this weekly time frame can form an impulsive move down to these previous structure areas around about 133, then the 4 hours should continue to make lower lows and lower highs. If that changes and we start to see significant breaks of highs, then the idea is invalid and price could extend a little bit to the upside. However, at this current moment in time, the price is pushing lower despite us coming into this key zone through here. So naturally, the next resistance area that I like to look for is the previous structure lows combined with a supply zone area. Now, the reason why I like to look at that is because what you want to look for is where did those sellers come into the market that drove prices lower. And you can see really it came within this sort of bearish candlestick through here, okay, or at least this sort of double top area. Price accumulated within this point and then we burst out of it. We drove to the downside and we continued that selling pressure until we hit this key area. So really speaking, all the selling was around this sort of area, even sort of the top of that candlestick there. But I'm just going to highlight the opens and closes at the moment, or the bodies of the candlesticks. Now, the reason why I like this as well is because it's actually 136 area, okay, so 136 just about here. This is 136.10, key area on pound US dollar. So the first area I'd like to look at is this one, okay. So if the volatility of the FOMC tomorrow drives prices to this area here, this is where we could potentially see some selling of the pound US dollar and price may start to push back to the downside. If, however, price clears this high, closes above it, then the bias is flipped. Something has been said in the FOMC that's a catalyst to let the dollar sell off. I don't particularly think that's going to happen. They're going to announce pretty much when they're going to hike rates. That should put investors into buy mode until the event, okay? So really speaking, we should see the dollar strengthen. This could push our pound US dollar lower. The secondary area is just below it, is these previous structure lows through here, okay? Because price can react at previous highs and lows. So the next area of interest for me is this area here. So if price was to, let's say, with this sort of double bottom that's going on here, reject, drive into this area, and you start to see bearish rejections, this could also be a sign that price could start to move down back to the swing lows. So keep an eye on pound US dollar through this next FOMC meeting. Those are the two real key areas that I'm watching for price to potentially rally into. If, however, the Fed talk about any risks to hiking rates, it's very unlikely that they will do that, but you can never say never. If they do and they hold when they're going to hike rates, then that could be a little bit of a weak sign. Very doubtful because of the rise in inflation, but just in case, price could rally to the upside. However, these are the two key resistance levels I'd be watching going into that meeting tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to see some more of our Forex trading content, and I'll catch you in the next video.